What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. While you're there, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button, or else. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about a movie from 2018 that is on Netflix. We ran into this movie randomly, just checking out my wife's list, and she always picks amazing movies to watch that I never will watch in my life, but end up liking anyway. This movie is called Freaks from 2018. It is starring Emil Hirsch, Bruce Dern, and Amanda Crew and Lexi Coker, right? So this movie, if you like Brightburn, I feel like you will like this movie. All right. This movie feels to me very X-Men-ish, right? And I'll go into more details about that later. So the general idea of this movie is that there is this young lady and her father living together, and they seem to be being hunted by government agents for some reason as later revealed in the movie, right? And you're following this family kind of trying to avoid and dodge conflict with the government in order to stay. It's like a survival movie, right? And you know what? Maybe later on, I'll give you guys the spoiler warning and I'll go into full detail about what the movie is more about. Because I don't want to give too much away because this movie is honestly a really good watch and I don't want to give you too much detail, even though you probably get the idea when I said Brightburn / X-Men-ish, right? Hint, hint. So, what's good about this movie? One, I believe it's rated R. Let me make sure. I think this movie's rated R. Is it? I think it's rated R because the language that they use in it, and also it has blood in it. So the fact that it's a rated R movie means it's ballsy. It's not watered down. It's not trying to be something that is not. It's just, it is what it is, right? It's very interesting. Also, the lead, the young girl who's the lead in the movie per se, Lexi Coker, she plays a young girl named Chloe. She does a very good job as a child actor and navigating through the scenes and being believable, right? So her dad, who is Emil Hirsch, this dude is the guy from Into the Wild, and he's from Alpha Dog. So me and my wife are looking at this guy, and we're like, damn, this dude looks like Jack Black. But the whole time we kept thinking of like Nacho Libre and all these other movies. And I couldn't put my finger on where I've seen him before. I felt like I've seen him before, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, I seen him from Into the Wild, Alpha Dog, and he's done like a couple other movies, right? I think he was also Speed Racer. So in this movie, the good in the movie, the storyline is honestly pretty good. It to me, it's pretty good. It does a good job at pacing, and it does a good job at character development. It makes you care about these characters, right? Also, the way that they structured the story, it makes it very fluid. It doesn't seem like it drags too much. It doesn't seem like they're trying too hard. It doesn't leave too many plot holes. It's very consistent. Now, to me, the two leads are amazing. Also, her grandfather, which is his name is Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern, who I recently seen in Glass House, but he's also in Hateful Eight and Django too. He does a good job as like the grandpa, and instead of like being the grandpa, like, oh, the old wise, he is the old wise grandpa, but he's like very he's kind of raunchy. So he's kind of raunchy. The way he talks to his granddaughter is very like he doesn't talk to her like she's a kid. He talks to her like she's an adult. But there's a reason for that, because there's a sense of urgency. Then we have a mother in the story that isn't really, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about her that much because she's not really relevant in the story that much. All right, so that's the good. The bad, which are the forgivable sins, which are things that are like, but I can deal with it, right? The story isn't super original. If you read comic books, if you watch movies, if you read books, you're going to come across stories similar to this one. It's not going to be something that's going to knock you off your feet. It's not going to blow you away, but it is very entertaining, right? So although it's not completely original, it's not something that I've never heard of, something that I've never seen, it was still well done. Now, is there anything in this movie that I believe is atrocious, which is like, ugh, like I don't want to watch this at all. This scene had made no sense, anything like that? Not really. Everybody to me in this movie does a very good job at navigating their purpose, right? So you have people that you have actors and actresses, and they play their character to the T. They do what they need to do. It doesn't seem like they're overselling it. It doesn't seem like they're trying too hard. They do exactly what is asked of them, right? And Emil Hirsch is a very good actor, and also Chloe Coker. I think, if I'm not mistaken, when I was looking at her list of movies that she was on Agents of Shield. I was about to say Agents of Steel. Agents of Shield. So, and she's also did the Shooter, the TV series, I think. So these actors all have a track history. They have a good track record of things that they've done in pretty well-known movies and TV shows. So, is there anything atrocious in this film? In my opinion, no. This movie was very interesting. It was done pretty well, and it tells a cohesive story that, to me, doesn't get too boring. Now, wait, because I feel that I want to talk about some spoilers, because if I felt like I give you too much of the story, I feel like you're not going to want to watch it. So be warned, from this point on, there are spoilers. So you might want to just hit that reverse button and get the hell out of here. All right, you've been warned. All right, so right now I want to talk more in detail about what the actual storyline is, right? The storyline follows this young girl who I guess they were a government experiment or something, or whatever happened, and they developed superpowers. The dad can stop time. He can stop and slow down time. The grandfather can turn invisible. The young girl can manipulate people's minds, and she's also, I think she's also a telepath. I think she's a telepath, and she's also I think she has telekinetic powers as well. And then the mom, she can fly at super speeds that I think ends up killing people or something every time she takes off. So this movie, to me, reminds me of kind of like, it's very X-Men-ish, because you have the government tracking down these people, looking for them, and trying to kill them because they see them as potential threats. Because somewhere down the line, I guess there was some sort of revolt, or they sent them all to one area. Like, it seems very Trail of Tearish. They send them all to one area, but then they send them to that area to be kind of like arrested and killed. It seems very, like I said, it seems very X-Men-ish. It seems like something I've seen in an X-Men comic. That's why I said if you like Brightburn, you might like this movie, because it's dark and there's blood. So there's that. The story, the way that's developed is they're basically trying to, first it goes from this young girl who's trying to get out of the house. It's just super simple, because she's locked in this house 24/7. She can't get out all the time. So she's stuck in here. So since she's stuck in this house, she's doing little kid stuff. She wants to get outside. She wants to get ice cream. She wants to experience the world. She just wants to live a kid's life, which is completely understandable, right? She doesn't understand. Her dad's like, no, there's people going to try to kill you. Don't go outside. And she's just like, she just wants to be a kid. She just wants to have a mom and a family and live a regular life. But she has superpowers. So since she has the superpowers, the government is going to track her down and hunt her and kill her. Basically, eventually the story develops once she runs into her grandfather and he's trying to get her powers out and things like that. And they all discover that her mom is still alive, and then it becomes this rescue mission to save the mom. Now, granted, the direction that they took with the rescue mission, like, I'm thinking it's about to be like, oh, they're going to go and try to rescue her. But they took the logical approach. This little girl has the power to manipulate people from a distance. So they end up basically doing the mission from home. But the thing is, they still keep it suspenseful because they have a conflict with government agents on the outside, and they're trying to get inside the house. And it's basically manipulating the time. It's putting a strain on the time that they need to try to get the mom out of the prison. So I think that this movie does a very good job at telling a cohesive story. I think it does a very good job at not allowing too many plot holes to be visible or to be completely obvious. And overall, this movie is very entertaining. And if I have to give it a grade, I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 3.5, 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. I was going to go to 4, but I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Very entertaining movie. Very fun to watch. If you have a chance, if you're on Netflix, go ahead and search it up and look into it. I think you'll appreciate it. But I be warned, like I said, it's like a story that you've probably heard before, all right? So it's very X-Men-ish. It's kind of like, imagine, okay, so like Logan, like that, right? That kind of blood level, that kind of storytelling, that kind of atmosphere. It feels like you're watching Logan, right? With like maybe like a little girl version of Charles Xavier. But anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe. Tell me everything you feel about this movie if you've already seen it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you next time. Until next time, adios.